Kenapa Mas?
Ya gini, kalau nyari co-host dapatnya dari acara dunia lain kayak begitu.
Dari dunia lain. Sesetan dong berarti ya. Bukan.
Tapi menarik loh, nggak pernah kan lihat ada kostum gini dipakai sama tukang ojek payung.
Tukang ojek payung. Gimana ceritanya Kang ojek payung?
Apaan ini apaan? Ini ban apa? Satpam loh.
Bukan satpam. Ini dari Madura ini saya. Ini bajunya baju guru. Sepatunya sepatu Hansi, Pak.
Ini aku potong.
Hah?
Ini ya Allah bulunya liatin.
Nggak dilihatin dulunya, nggak usah dilihatin.
Nggak apa-apa lah.
Nggak apa-apa lah, orang nggak ada lagi.
Oke. Kita tuh mengundang keluarga.
Yes.
Keluarga yang ayahnya tuh fenomena. Yes.
Saya mau ngomong Inggris, Mister.
Bisa ngomong Inggris, ntar kita cek.
Alright.
Jadi kita mau ngundang keluarganya Steve Irwin. Siapa itu Steve Irwin? Mungkin ada yang tahu ya. Lu mah nggak mungkin tahu lah. Ini adalah seorang tokoh terkenal di Australia yang dikenal dengan dekatnya kehidupannya dengan hewan-hewan liar yang luar biasa. Dan dia dijuluki dengan The Crocodile Hunter. Ya, ini buayanya kan. Tahun 2006 yang lalu, Steve Irwin meninggal dunia, tewas pada saat syuting. Nah, ada yang tahu kan karena tertancap oleh ikan pari pada saat itu. Akhirnya dadanya tertusuk ikan pari sampai meninggal. Tapi anaknya yang berusia 10 tahun dan 16 tahun itu akhirnya mengikuti jejak ayahnya. Kita lihat dulu, ini adalah gambaran keberanian Steve Irwin semasa hidupnya.
I've been working with... Hey, they've been hit. What? Grabs my hand back into the water so quick that my backup couldn't do a thing about it.
Cobra. Oh, he's going up. Have you ever seen a snake as aggressive as this? This must be pretty typical. Look at this! I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it to the limit. I'm gonna push it to the limit.
Kenapa?
Kalau dia kan ada buaya, dia gini kan ya, buaya nyamper ya. Kalau ada buaya, kayaknya buayanya lari, lihat. Ya, kita akan mengundang kedua anaknya hari ini. Ini ada Robert Irwin dan Bindi Irwin. Hi Robert, how are you?
Oh, very good, thank you. I reckon you are absolutely ready to jump some crocodiles.
Ternyata nggak perlu. Oh, hebat ini. Iya, duduk.
Sit down.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, sit down, please.
Thank you.
Apunten ada ya?
Ya, coba tolong diajak ngobrol dulu.
Gimana asli itu?
Pakai bahasa Inggris atau?
Si Ujang ini mah.
Iya, pakai bahasa Inggris. Tadi kan bisa tuh.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Very good.
Yeah,
What is your name?
My name is Robert Irwin. So we're so happy to be here, and yeah, we're having a really good time. Definitely.
Artinya tadi saya senang tinggal di Indonesia tadi gitu. Iya, bener nggak?
This is the son of the famous crocodile hunters.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah.
Kalau dia pakai begini pantas ya, kakinya putih. Lo
saya hitam Pak, malu Pak.
So, how are you actually?
Very good. Yeah, thank you. We're so excited to be here.
Is that the first day in Indonesia? No, right?
We've been to Indonesia quite a bit.
Definitely, yeah, we love it.
My dad loved it here.
Really?
Dad used to film here all the time.
And he absolutely loved the surf here. He went surfing all the time.
Nah, jadi ayahnya itu sering sekali ke Indonesia untuk surfing ternyata dari dulu. Sama jinakin hewan liar kan Anda tahu sendiri kan. Itu sering ke Indonesia ternyata. Really?
Really? Baru saya kan ngomong itu.
It's brilliant.
So basically you've been to Indonesia a couple times?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
We actually have conservation projects in Sumatra with tigers. So we do a lot of tiger conservation over here.
And we love Taman Safari Park. That's
Lancar bahasa Inggrisnya, saya bingung. Lancar Pak bahasa Inggrisnya?
Maksud lu emang bule lu?
Have you ever been to Australia before?
Ya, ntar saya nyusul ke sono lah.
Guys, you do realize that he don't speak English, right?
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, so it's basically not the first time to Indonesia, yeah?
Yeah, we love it here.
So, but I gotta ask you a simple question first. So, your dad was so famous for the TV shows and everything, but we all know that he passed away because of the accidents, I mean, they call it the accidents. So, and now, you guys doing the same project, same things.
Yeah, well, we are so excited to be able to carry on where our dad left off. And, you know, I'm so lucky to be able to actually live at Australia Zoo. We literally live in a zoo. So I'm growing up around animals every single... We literally live in the middle of a zoo. So we are so lucky.
Hidupnya di tengah-tengah kebun binatang itu, gitu. Dan mereka senang sekali. Okay, but you're not afraid to what happens?
Definitely. Yeah, well, I think, you know, I'm so excited to be able to carry on in this conservation work. And I think it's what I've always wanted to do since I was just tiny, since I can remember.
So basically you want to carry on the legacy.
Definitely carry on his legacy. And that's why we're so excited to be here now and talk to all you guys about his legacy and carrying on with, being wildlife warriors.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Tolong translate.
Bapak translate, saya aja puyeng, Pak dengernya gimana? Puyeng dengernya, Pak.
Jadi saya tanya kan kalau takut nggak gitu ya melihat kejadian apa yang sudah terjadi pada ayahnya pada saat itu. Mereka mengatakan bahwa justru tugas mereka adalah untuk melanjutkan apa yang ditinggalkan oleh ayahnya tersebut gitu. Jadi meneruskan legenda yang sudah diciptakan oleh ayahnya itu sendiri. Yang pasti nggak mudah karena mereka. Tapi mereka dari kecil sudah hidupnya di kebun binatang, jadi dikelilingi oleh binatang-binatang.
You know, our dad could speak Bahasa, and so Dad, he actually could. And we're so sad because we were little when he passed away. We never got to
Your
learn.
dad can speak Bahasa?
Yeah, he can.
Oh, ayahnya bisa bahasa Indonesia loh. Oh, luar biasa. Lu nggak bisa apa-apa.
Buat apaan ya saya dulu?
Tanya.
What do you like about nature? And the wildlife.
Oh, what do we like about wildlife?
Eta liar.
We want to ask you what do you like about nature and wildlife?
Well, I think, nature is absolutely incredible. I mean, wherever you go, nature is just astonishing. And I think some of the things that nature has actually inspired in science in our man-made world is really, really amazing. And I mean, we can all learn something from nature.
I heard that your project is
Biomimicry, yeah. So, and I've got a new show called Wild But True, which is all about biomimicry.
Wow,
so it's really, really fun.
But yes, I do understand it's fun, it's interesting, but there are also dangers there, right? And you're...
Well, I think we've actually grown up with wildlife. So I think when you really have grown up with wildlife and learn to love and respect every single species, I think it makes it not quite as dangerous. I mean, it's kind of like working on a highway. I mean, it's almost like learning road rules.
Things can happen.
So you always learn to be safe and how to work around wildlife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Master, saya mau nanya.
Iya, boleh.
What animal danger?
What animals dangerous?
What? Apa hewan yang...
What animals dangerous?
Yeah.
Dangerous animals. I think
There's a few dangerous animals. In Australia, we actually have the top 11 most venomous snakes in the world.
Oh, jadi ada 11 macam ular paling berbisa di dunia di Australia itu.
Di Australia ada.
Yeah, and we also have crocodiles. We've got the saltwater croc, which is the largest species of crocodilian in the world.
How big is
So
that?
they grow to about 5 meters long. They are massive.
Meter. Do you like sate?
satay.
Sate makanan?
Oh, like satay. Yeah, that's good, but maybe not sauteed monkey.
No.
So So you told me that you live in the middle of the zoo, and your dad he loved wild animals and everything.
Definitely.
So that's what make you doing what you do now, right?
Yeah, certainly. I mean,
basically, if your dad is not Steve Irwin, you won't doing this, right?
yeah, well, I mean, he definitely inspired us, and I know a lot of people all around the world to become wildlife warriors. And you know, I always think if he was one man, and one man can make a difference, then I think everyone can make a difference. Definitely.
Oh, that's cool.
He was amazing.
If you have, if I ask you the 3 words,
Okay.
no, you answer me with 3 words to tell me about your dad. What are you gonna say about that?
Oh, probably. I'm not sure. Probably just the most amazing dad in the world.
Jangan mana-mana, tetap di kamu. Jadi mereka ini lagi keliling Asia, sebenarnya lagi keliling Asia untuk mempromosikan acara barunya Wild But True, itu tentang kehidupan alam liar dan pengetahuan yang ada di dalamnya. So that's a TV programs, right? Itu sebuah TV program yang judulnya Wild But True. So who's inside there? You, both of you?
Yeah, well, there's 2 people hosting the show.
Okay.
Me, along with my co-host Isabel Yamazaki. So it was really fun.
Tapi di situ ada co-hostnya, jadi dia nggak sendirian ya. So you there too?
I was helping from behind the scenes, so Robert took the show away, and he was the host of the show, and I was there behind the scenes, being the proud sister.
It was absolutely incredible.
So this show is about you.
Yes.
Doing what?
Yeah, well, the show is basically all about biomimicry. So biomimicry is basically how some of the coolest things that have actually evolved in nature have inspired some inventions in our man-made world. So it's a really, really cool kind of concept, and it's such a fun show. We've got a lot of really cool experiments going on in there, and yeah, I think
Jadi
it will
tentang biomimicry,
really
biomimicry itu adalah jadi meniru lingkungan dan membuat itu menjadi sesuatu gitu. Jadi dan itu dipakai dengan teknologi-teknologi yang ada sekarang. Oke. Give me an example about biomimicry that we use now.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of really cool examples.
Yes.
One of my favorite is how, you know, termites, those little tiny little insects, build those massive termite mounds to live in. Well, the way that they can actually construct those termite mounds have inspired the way we build high-rise buildings, and how, you know, we actually allow airflow in those buildings to control the temperature. Or how kangaroos, and you know how they can jump so far.
Yes.
Well, they actually store and recycle kinetic energy in their legs to jump so far. And that has actually inspired off-road vehicles. So it's really, really cool, yeah.
Oh, jadi contohnya kayak itu ada binatang kecil yang kalau bikin rumahnya itu bisa jadi besar ya karena ngumpulin dan banyak lubang udaranya. Nah, itu yang menginspirasikan kita untuk membangun gedung tinggi dengan teknologi yang diambil dari binatang tersebut. Sama seperti kanguru yang bisa lompat dengan kekuatan kinetik yang ada di kakinya, itu yang kita ambil buat membuat sebuah kendaraan juga. Jadi kita mengambil kemampuan hewan dan lingkungan kita untuk menjadikan teknologi yang kita pakai sekarang. Okay. And not only that, of course, it's about how you preserve the nature, right?
Yeah, definitely. So it's all about how we've learnt so much from nature. And it's really, really cool because it was entirely actually filmed in Australia. So we've got some really awesome Australian wildlife, and yeah, we've shot all around Australia, not only in my home at Australia Zoo, but we went all the way down south to Melbourne and right up.
You're gonna come to Indonesia too for shooting?
Yeah, definitely. Of course, season 2 will be definitely shot in Indonesia.
Robert, you're talking about nature. How old are you again?
I'm 10 years old.
You're 10 years old, okay. But what if another 10 years old kid that do not live in the middle of the zoo?
Yeah.
What can they do to preserve
Yeah,
nature?
definitely.
Yeah,
Well,
what can they do?
Wherever you are in the world, whether you live here in Indonesia or in the outback of Australia, each and every person can definitely make a difference.
Even little kids?
Even little kids, and, you know, people who are 100 years old who live in a high-rise apartment in Hong Kong. There's so many different things you can do.
Give me an example.
Yeah, well, you can plant a tree in your local park. Or even if you turn off the tap while you're brushing your teeth. Those little tiny things can all make a really big difference and certainly help the world and create positive change. Yeah, definitely.
Jadi siapapun tuh bisa membantu kita untuk melestarikan lingkungan kita. Siapapun Anda, dari anak kecil sampai orang udah umur 100 tahun yang tinggal di rumah susun bisa. Ngerti lo ya?
Yang ngerti kalau bahasa Indonesia apa?
Oh iya, gua ngomong Indonesia tadi.
Kalau tadi Inggris saya nggak ngerti.
Ya.
Invite.
Ya, invite.
Oke, kita invite aja ibunya Terry Irwin.
Hah?
Terry Irwin masuk.
That's Emma.
Oh, Yorma! Hi, Terry, how are you?
Very good.
Oke, silakan ditanya.
Aduh, Pak.
Tinggal dibaca.
Saya mules, Pak, udah naik.
Tinggal baca.
What do you think of Indonesia? Its food and wildlife.
See, I heard that our ranger did not speak English, but obviously that's not correct. Because that was amazing. That was very good English.
Very good English. All right, thank you.
I have to say, I absolutely love Indonesia.
You love Indonesia.
And when Bindi and Robert got to come to Indonesia, they loved everything. The rambutans, the wildlife, the people, the most beautiful people here in Indonesia. So we very much treasured our time.
I also heard, she told me that Steve was living here for a couple years before.
Yeah, I think he spent probably 18 months or so here and did a lot of surfing. And some of the best wildlife is where there's the best surfing. So it's a wonderful combination. And he really grew to love the country and brought us back many times to see the markets, to experience how beautiful it is. And now at Australia Zoo, we have Sumatran tigers from Indonesia, and it is the first time in more than 30 years that someone has been allowed to have tigers from Indonesia. So we were so honored to be able to help.
Nah, ini jadi pertama Steve tuh pernah di sini selama hampir 2 tahun dan baru sekarang ini ada macan Sumatera yang dibawa ke Australia untuk di kebun binatang Australia. Baru sekarang ini setelah 30 tahun diusahakan tapi tidak pernah bisa, baru sekarang ini. Yang jadi masalah adalah kita tahu sendiri bahwa di Indonesia sendiri itu sulit banget untuk dilindungi gitu loh. Bahkan ada kebun binatang yang sampai binatangnya mati semua. Betul. Karena nggak dikasih makan dan nggak dipelihara dengan baik ya.
Kandangnya kotor sekali.
Kandangnya kotor sekali.
Nggak diurus lah Pak.
Sebagainya. Ya, tapi itu salah siapa gitu? Karena mungkin juga gimana ya? Mungkin juga kalau yang ngurus perutnya masih lapar juga ngurusin binatang juga malas sekali kan? Betul. Ya kan itu kan.
Sick in here kata macan.
Apa?
Sick in here.
Apa sick in?
Sakitnya tuh di sini.
Do you know that? I think a couple of months ago, they're in the news about Indonesian's zoo. One of them, I think in Surabaya, maybe they don't really care about the animals. Some of them die there. Have you ever heard about that?
Yes, and we've spent time with zoos around the world encouraging putting the animals' welfare first. And sometimes there's a tendency to take care of a zoo's guests and not the wildlife, but the wildlife must always come first. And if it doesn't, then it's our place to help teach zoos how to do that. So at Australia Zoo, the animals come first, then our staff, then our visitors. And when visitors come to a zoo and they see happy staff and beautiful animals, then they come first. So that's what's so important. And I think sometimes it's money or it's the wrong priority. So we're working with many places to try to help.
Yeah, I think there's some of the problems. I mean, that's how I told him that maybe they don't really care about the animals because the company doesn't really care about them. You know, that can happen, right?
And there are places like the Taman Safari Park where the people really love the animals and do projects in the wild. It's so important too, not just to have a zoo, but also to be doing things for animals in the wild. And at Australia Zoo, we have a wildlife hospital, endangered species breeding programs, and projects right here in Indonesia.
So you've been in the Taman Safari?
Oh yes, we are good friends with Tony. We do conservation projects together, and it's very special.
Baik, jadi itu tadi yang dikatakan bahwa kalau di luar sana yang dipikirkan harus kebahagiaan binatang-binatangnya dulu. baru karyawan-karyawan yang ada di kebun binatang, baru pengunjung. Karena kalau pengunjungnya datang melihat karyawannya bahagia, binatangnya, pengunjungnya jadi bahagia. Akhirnya pengunjungnya jadi nomor satu juga gitu. Jadi muter terus sebenarnya, jadi muter terus. Okay, so these are classic questions, but I need to ask you. So we all know what happens to Steve, right? So you're not afraid when Robert now basically taking his job?
I think it is so important to remember that what happened to Steve was an accident. It wasn't the animal's fault, and that all of us have opportunity for accidents in our lives. And what we do, whether we drive a car or work with wildlife, whatever our passion is, you take consolidated risk. If you take no risk, you really don't live. So it's very important to live life to its fullest. Have adventures, be brave, be strong, don't be afraid. And sometimes that's hard to do. But if you love your children, you'll let them do things. You'll encourage them.
And is that what they really want to do?
You know what's interesting? Here's what's interesting. They do things I can't do. Robert, downhill mountain bikes. Bindi skydives. I can't do any of that.
But we are so lucky because with whatever we take up, Mum is always there to support us. And you know, I'm so lucky. I definitely have the best family in the world. They're absolutely incredible.
That's great. That's great. Menarik ya kata-katanya ya. Jadi mengatakan bahwa kejadian di Steve Irwin itu adalah sebuah kecelakaan. Dan kalau bicara kecelakaan, semua orang bisa mengalami kecelakaan. Di jalan pun bisa mengalami kecelakaan. Tapi kalau kita tidak mengambil resiko dalam hidup kita nggak pernah hidup. Jadi makanya di sini Terry membiarkan anak-anaknya untuk mengambil apa yang mereka mau, apa yang mereka suka, walaupun dengan pelajaran yang sudah pernah terjadi. Tapi itu nggak menjadi sebuah halangan karena, well, that's a life. I mean, itu yang mereka lakukan di hidup mereka, their patience. Dan begitulah cara menjalani passion. Pasti ada resikonya apapun itu. Nah, setelah ini saya punya satu bintang tamu lagi nih. Dari luar juga, dari Amerika juga kalau nggak salah. Asalnya Amerika, tapi dia adalah penyanyi Muslim. Penyanyi Muslim asal Amerika. Setelah saat ini jangan mana-mana, tetap di Hitam Putih. So, you know, a lot of people saying that you're Jason Mars Sharia.
I have no idea. I don't know what that means, but
they say.
I ask Allah to bless you.
Okay, right.
Assalamualaikum. How are you, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, sure.
What?
Yes.
You want to play?
No.
Maaf. Lu Pangeran Diponegoro. So, Raif ini udah banyak banget fansnya di Indonesia. Dan video klipnya sudah 5 juta viewernya, ya kan? Dan Raif ini adalah penyanyi Muslim Amerika, katanya dijuluki Jason Mars Syariah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, dia benar, Pak.
Yes.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Kenal baik.
Nah,
Ayo ngomong Arab bisa.
dari Cilik kan?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Okay. So, your first time to Indonesia?
No, it's my third time actually.
Your third time
My
in
third
Indonesia?
time here in Indonesia. Yeah.
Okay, so is it part of your promotion?
Yes, I released my debut album last month here in Jakarta. So I'm here for a week, and I spent some time in Jogja and in Bandung, and now I'm here in.
You're
Jakarta.
going to Jogja too?
I've already been there last week.
Last week,
I was there for 3 days.
Jogja.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, a lot of people saying that you're Jason Mars Sharia.
I have no idea. I don't know what that means.
They say that.
But I enjoy his music, if that's what you're asking.
Okay.
And I've always enjoyed covering songs, and I've covered one of his songs as well.
You cover a lot of his songs.
Yeah. I love covering music. It's fun.
So this is like third time to Indonesia, right? So what do you love about Indonesia?
You know, the best thing I like about Indonesians is that they're very expressive. Indonesians, they're very expressive. They like to talk. They like to, they're when they're happy, they show it. When they're sad, they show it. And I like that because I like to talk too.
Okay,
Yeah.
tuh dia suka kan orang Indonesia tuh ngomong, kalau ngomong itu ajak ngobrol makanya.
Do you like talk me?
Talk.
Oh, I love talking. I like hearing people's stories.
Talk me.
Talk to you. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, let's talk right now, man.
Dirgat.
Dear.
Dirgat yang kata lagunya Penjet Sevenfold, Pak. Penjet yang lagunya itu. Dirgat, Dirgat, give me my hand, it's on.
This guy can sing. Give him a applause.
So I heard that you sing a lot of Muslim songs, right?
Well, you know, I'm from the United States, and I was born in Washington, D.C., grew up in Maryland, and so my music is influenced by my culture, my American culture. I grew up in a practicing Muslim household, so a lot of my songs reflect that. So it's sort of modern American Muslim music.
Okay, so it's basically a religious singer?
Not specifically. Some of my songs could be categorized as religious singing, but mainly it's positive, clean music.
Positive, clean music.
Yeah, that's how I like to look at it.
Oke, jadi lagu-lagunya tuh yang bersifat positif walaupun tidak melulu tentang agama, tapi yang mengajarkan hal-hal yang positif, hal-hal yang baik. Dan Raif ini adalah duta untuk program pembangunan sekolah di Gaza.
Yeah, so I'm the international ambassador for Schools for Gaza program, and what we're doing is we're educating the public on rebuilding the schools and the infrastructure, the educational infrastructure in Gaza, because you know without education you have nothing, and so I'm very happy to be part of that program and raising funds for that through my music. In fact, my debut album here in Indonesia, 15% of all the money collected from the albums will go to the School for Gaza program.
Oh, jadi 15% dari uangnya yang ada di album nanti akan pergi ke Gaza untuk sekolah itu ya. Raif, a classic question, is it difficult live as a Muslims in America?
Not really. I mean, America is a country of immigrants, and we're happy and proud of being a country that's built by immigrants. So we have people of all different religious backgrounds and cultural backgrounds, and we're all very proud of sharing that in the United States. So it's not really difficult to be a Muslim in the United States, any more difficult than it is to be a Christian or a Jew or...
Di Amerika pun sebagai seorang Muslim pun nggak ada masalah gitu. Memang ada orang-orang nggak suka, tapi itu minoritas sekali, tidak mewakilkan seluruh negara Amerika itu sendiri. Kalau negara Amerikanya sendiri sebagai sebuah kesatuan, sebenarnya tidak ada masalah sama sekali dengan Raif atau dengan orang-orang yang beragama Muslim. Jadi kalau kita dengar dan sebagainya, kadang-kadang tuh berita-berita kecil yang dibesar-besarkan. Ya, they always love to do that. You know?
Alright. Pak Jawat tahu.
Dari tadi nggak nolong gue, tau nggak?
Saya nolong, Pak.
Nolong apa?
Bapak tadi kecebur-cebur, saya tolongin, kan?
Okay. So that's sorry, I want to ask you about Raif. So we're talking about Raif is a Muslim living in America. Yeah. So and they say there's not actually problems there. Is that the same in Australia too?
Well, I think Australia is similar to the United States in that it's a country that's about the same age. And I'm originally from the United States, from Oregon. It's an awesome place to be from because I never really saw any racism or any discrimination until I started traveling the world more. And, you know, to a certain extent, it's everywhere. And to a certain extent, love and acceptance is everywhere.
That's right.
So I choose to focus on that and to encourage that and try to inspire people to be more like that.
Lanjut lagi setelah yang satu ini sangat menginspirasi sekali. Jangan mana-mana, tetap di Hitam Putih. Depan kita lihat ya, ini banyak gelas yang disusun dan ini bahaya banget karena pergerakan kita sedikit saja akan menjatuhkan gelas-gelas ini. So no one move. Okay, no one move.
Alright.
No one move.
We're
Okay.
staying here.
Oh no.
Okay, I think we're good.
Dan ini adalah contoh dari biomimicry, right? So you're gonna do next about mimicry, is that
Yeah,
right?
well, right now we're actually going to do a really cool experiment that's
let's do
based. Yeah, so it's based on how jellyfish move.
Jellyfish move.
So you know how they do that kind of motion in the water?
Yes.
Well, what they're actually doing is they're creating these little vortex rings, which almost create like these little currents in the water that they can ride to make their movement more efficient.
Okay.
So we are going to use this air cannon and see if we can
cannon.
Yeah, so it's like an air cannon. So you pull it back and then let it go, and then we're going to see if we can knock down these cups.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Ready?
Let's see.
1, 2, 3.
Fire!
Pak Didi, kalau di Indonesia ini namanya peletokan. Peletokan yang dari bambu begini peletok kayak gitu.
Oh iya.
Benar ada di SD.
Sama.
And you know what I think we have to do? Okay, hang on. Just stay right there. Okay, turn around. Turn around. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
All right, ready? Oh!
So can I see that? Oke. Jadi ini adalah salah satu bagian di program Wild But True, right?
Yes.
Jadi ingat bahwa ini adalah Wild But True ini akan tayang di Discovery Kids, ya, akan tayang di Discovery Kids. Dan di sini Robert meneruskan legenda dari ayahnya Steve Irwin, karena pada saat itu Steve Irwin juga pertama kali show-nya 20 tahun yang lalu di Discovery, and now you're doing the same in the Discovery, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really
So
glad.
when you gonna be on the TV?
Yeah, well, basically, Wild But True is coming out on December 2nd at 5 p.m. Tuesdays. So it's going to be really fun.
Tanggal 2 Desember jam 5 sore nanti di Discovery Kids. Dek, coba deh sini deh. Ini kan bisa begitu.
Allah Akbar.
It really works.
Keren.
A little too well.
Oh, Robert, last question. When you grow up, what are you gonna be?
Oh, definitely. I'd absolutely love to continue on with Australia Zoo and expand it. And certainly, I think I've always wanted to carry on in my dad's footsteps. And I've always wanted to help with wildlife and conservation.
Oke. Jadi akan meneruskan cita-cita ayahnya, meneruskan apa yang ayahnya sudah kerja. Last question for you, Ryan. What's your next project? You do have next project in Indonesia?
I'm actually traveling to Australia next week.
Maybe because your song is about everything positive. Maybe you can create a song about natures.
Yeah, you know what? I love nature. I myself, I like to hike. And growing up, I kayaking, hiking, camping, biking. I love the outdoors.
Awesome.
And it's an honor to meet all of you. Really, truly.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for all to come here. It's amazing to have you all here. Tadi saya bicara tentang buaya, bicara tentang Steve Irwin dan sebagainya. Tadi saya sempat ngobrol dengan ibunya. Katanya pernah dikatakan bahwa sebenarnya bekerja dengan buaya itu nggak menakutkan. Saya tanya kenapa nggak menakutkan tadi pada saat lagi break. Karena kita tahu bahwa buaya itu akan ngebunuh kita. Kita tahu bahwa Anda ketemu buaya, dia pasti nyoba bunuh kita. Tahu. Nah kalau kita hadapan dengan orang, kita nggak pernah tahu. Kita nggak pernah tahu itu orang bakal jahat sama kita apa enggak. Jadi percaya apa tidak ya, kadang-kadang kita harus berpikir. Kadang-kadang manusia itu tidak lebih baik dibandingkan hewan. Saya dari Corbusier, inilah Hitam Putih.